Hello and welcome back to the Leaky Theory Room. There's no theme song today because my piano is behind me and whatever. Right, we're dealing with the second section, which is double dots. Now, double dots is a little bit more of the quick maths that we had to do yesterday. And it's not so hard to spot it in the score, in the music when you're looking at it. It's kind of fairly straightforward to work it out. But I'm going to give you two ways of thinking about the double dot. You have two examples given here. You've got a double dotted minim, a double dotted crotchet. I'm going to work with a semi-brief to give you a couple of ways of thinking about the double dots. I'll draw a semi-brief, a double dotted semi-brief, and we'll try and figure out how long this note is. Option A is to think of it as it is, which is a dot halves the note, and the second dot halves the dot. So essentially, the note isn't being dotted again, the dot is being dotted. How cool is that? Meaning that in this example, I have a semi-brief, which is 4 crotchet beats, plus half that semi-brief, which is the first dot, plus half of the dot, which is a crotchet. Pretty cool. That ends up with giving me 7 crotchet beats. Okay, so the second dot is the dot of the dot. So you're halving the dot again. Another way of thinking about that, if it helps you, don't use it if it doesn't help you, is that the two dots together form 3/4 of whatever that beat is. So if this is 4 crotchet beats, and then the two dots equals 3/4 of that, which would be 3 crotchet beats. And I still end up with my 7 beats. Let's have a look at another example. Let's look at a double dotted minim. I can think of it as a minim plus its dot, which is half a minim, a crotchet, plus the dot of its dot, which is a quaver, and that ends up being exactly that. It ends up being a dotted minim plus a quaver long, right? That's the best way I can group it together, really. Or I can think of it like this, and I can say, well, I've got a minim and 2 dots, and the 2 dots together are 3/4 of a minim. 3/4 of a minim is dotted crotchet. That's 3 quavers. This is 4 quavers, and that's 3 quavers, and I end up with 7 quavers, which is still the same thing. Hope that sort of makes sense to you. So knowing a little bit about double dots, that the dot is the dot of the dot, you can now do exercise 4.